You guys, welcome back, beautiful people. And as promised, this big puppy, not literally a puppy, $49.99. I paid $45, and it is enormous. This is a huge jar. So the story behind this, okay. Long story short, I was at Goodwill. I was looking at some jewelry pieces that I do, like single pieces, and normally they put the jar behind the counter, but this time they didn't have the jar behind the counter. The next thing I do after I go through all the jewelry is I ask to see jewelry jars if they're like further away from me. Okay, so this guy comes in, and I'm not quite done with the lady who's helping me out. He kind of interrupts, and he's asking her questions about boxes or jars or something like that. And she says, yeah, we had one earlier, and she was talking about this jar, and it looked pretty big, yada yada. Well, I had already noticed the jar, but I thought it was a smaller jar. I like smaller jars. I'm gonna love this jar anyway, but smaller jars is cool because I can get through the video much faster. I've only done one video like this size before, and it was all that Christmas stuff, which I need to upload, and you guys will see that soon. It was supposed to be uploaded in July, Christmas in July, and just things happened. I got sick. My birthday was then. A lot of stuff happened. Okay, so now here we are. It is now September, and this was actually put in the shop on the 1st, which is a Sunday. I was working. By the time I get off, I don't get time to go there, so I usually go Mondays. So this was a Monday. And so, yeah, this other guy comes in, and he's asking questions about seeing the jar, and I was like, can I see the small jar? It's not the big jar you're talking about. It's a smaller jar that I can see, that I would like to see it. And so she said she was going to help this guy with the tray because he wanted to see a tray. So I start walking over to the cabinet where I saw a little jar. I mean, like, I thought it was like a little jar, not like this big jar. A little jar. Like, probably a third of this size, or a quarter of the size. So I asked a different lady to help me so I could see the jar. As soon as I start looking at it, the guy, he was supposed to be looking at some item that he asked to look at, comes running behind me, and he's like, how much is it? He's asking the lady behind the counter, how much is it? She's like, I don't know, but she's looking at it. And I said, it's $50. And he's like, perfect, I'll take it. And I'm like, what? I'm still looking at it. Like, how would you guys feel if you're looking at an item? And I'm sure this happens a lot at Goodwill. And I was telling everybody behind the counter, does this happen a lot? I'm sure this happens a lot. They all started laughing. Like, you have no idea, right? So it sucks that now I'm in this situation because I'm feeling like if I get this jar, he's going to stalk me or push me. I have a little puppy with me at the time. And I didn't want nothing to happen to me or the puppy or my son who was in the car waiting for me. So I'm like freaking out. The ladies, I'm at checkout. The ladies like, are you going to get this one or not? And I'm like, I want this jar, but now I'm afraid. And I had actually considered moving it to the guy. I was going to like, like a better part of me was like, you know what, I'll just let him have it. Because I was afraid, and two, he wanted to see the jar, and I guess this was the big jar that she was referring to. I thought it was a smaller jar from what I could see. So she was going to show him. I was going to look at it. We both were interested in it. I happened to have it before he did. I was there at the store before him. He told the people that were working there that I was just being selfish because I already went shopping. I've been shopping, and now I want this too. I'm just being selfish. And I'm like, what? It has nothing to do with selfish. Like, I'm shopping. Like, I don't understand, like, you know, that was kind of rude how he called me selfish. And I'm like, what? Now, I know this guy before, he's actually tried to take a bag of jewelry that I was purchasing before out of, like, I was already purchasing it. He just got in the store and he saw me with this bag and he tried to take it. And the guy that was working behind the counter is, excuse me, she already purchased this. He goes, yeah, but, well, how much was it? I want to know how much it was. And it's like, it doesn't matter. I already bought it. It's out of the store now. It belongs to me, you know. So I luckily had parked on the street in front of the Goodwill. This thing is so heavy. So I was safe, you know. The guy had already left the store, and I think he was waiting for me to go in the parking lot because no cars had moved. It was a small Goodwill. So I was freaked out. And so anyway, so I was a little afraid that, you know, this was going to happen again. And he was telling everybody he's never seen me before, doesn't know who I am, which is not true because we've both been looking at pieces before, and that's how I met him originally. And I was asking him questions. He was looking at jewelry that was obviously fake. I mean, you could tell that it was nickel. Like, you could tell just by looking at it. I can't give you an example here, but you can tell from fake jewelry from real jewelry. For the most part, just by the naked eye, right? And then you start looking at it under a little microscope or jeweler's loupe. So he was using a jeweler's loupe, and I was trying to explain to him, if you have a magnet, that'll help you also decide whether to, you'll figure it out by putting a magnet on the metal. In case you guys didn't know, if you have a magnet, that also helps rule out fake jewelry from real jewelry for the most part. I bought a piece that was gold filled layered, and the bottom, like the root metal is either nickel or copper, I can't remember. So it's going to have a little bit of magnetism, but not like it's not going to stick to it right away. Jewelry metals that stick right away are not silver, gold, copper, or bronze, or not bronze. Anyway, they're not real valuable metals, shall I say. So anyway, we're gonna get started on this mega jar. I do sniffle a lot, I've noticed in my videos. I apologize, I have allergies. I'm going to wear gloves that I did for the last video. Yeah, they're starting to look kind of gross. But to protect my skin from stuff, because I've seen jewelry come in from Goodwill, to Goodwill, and how they process it. They put them in containers, and some of the stuff stinks. And so all the stuff that I sell, by the way, is cleaned and sanitized. So just know that whenever you buy from me on my Etsy or through email, I clean the jewelry, or I'll replace the earring hooks if I don't feel like, they don't look new enough. They look like they've been worn, and I can't clean them. I will replace the earring hooks. Okay, so just know that everything is sanitized and cleaned if you are purchasing from me. Despite these nasty looking gloves, but this is from the last jar. So, and they're only gonna get more nastier because this is a bigger jar. So we're gonna call this the mega jewelry jar, part 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, how many videos. Okay. Alright, well, let's get started. I'm going to go into the other side of this table and see what we get. We're going to probably make these videos about, I don't know, 10 to 20 minutes long. We'll see how we do. Let's hit it. Alright, we got the gloves on. Woo! And I got the scissors. Just so you guys know, my mom did come home. She's going to be cooking pretty soon. She likes to be loud. This is her home. And so she already asked me if I was going to do a video, and I said yes, but we're going to do it in parts. So, another thing, too, that was irritating me about that guy that wanted to take this jewelry jar, and I got to tell you how I won it, by the way. I actually won the jar. Not really won it. I had to pay for it. He looks for real jewelry, silver, gold, and this jar has a lot of beads, and I love to bead. I love to make jewelry, and I use these beads especially. So this was what I was like, yes, I want this jar. I for this many beads right here, just these beads, I've paid up to probably about $12 to $15 just for those beads, brand new. And so I was like, oh man, I really want those beads. I know how much they can cost. And I started changing the way I buy my beads. Started going through Goodwill because it's cheaper. And I'm also, saving the jewelry, if you will. And so how I won, so it was getting out of control. As far as aggressively, he was getting aggressive. And I guess people don't like helping him because he's been aggressive before. So what I suggested was to dump the jar out into either two different jars or 2 different bags. And we just pick one and we pay for it. We don't even look at it. And I was like, because that was my solution. I was like, or don't sell it to us at all and sell it to somebody else to make it fair, right? And so the manager wasn't, nobody felt comfortable with the situation at all. I could feel that they wanted me to buy it, but, I had it in my hands. They were like, are you going to buy it? Like, they really wanted me to hurry up and buy it. but I wasn't, I wasn't feeling confident enough about it. I was very scared. So anyway, so the guy recommended flipping a coin. And I was like, great, I'm definitely going to lose. I'm definitely not going to win this jar because I never win flip a coin. I'm just going to say it. But I did. So I called out tails and I got the jar. And I told him if we ever run into this situation again, that I'll let him have the jar. Mind you, this is if I don't already have the jar already and he's just not coming to the store. That's not going to happen. He comes walking in the store like he did the other time when I had that bag and he tried to take it from me. That ain't going to happen. So, anyway, drama. I don't really like drama, but that was drama. This is a cute little ring. You can feel that it's plastic. Let's pull this to the side. We got a plastic ring. I'm going to be behind the camera for right now instead of in front of the camera. I am sniffling terribly, sorry. So this definitely is a costume jewelry piece. Pretty little playful ring. I'm not sure why it's not focusing. It might be the lights. Yeah. However, nope, that's not it either. I don't know. But that's a pretty little ring. You guys see that? It's plastic. It's not real. This, the little sparklies are most likely glass, not even cubic zirconia. Alright, let's see what we have. We have another, what is this? I won't say another. This is a rosary. Handmade. It's clean. My gloves are not clean, but that's clean. Got my water right here. Oops. This is pretty. Light also. No markings. Really nice display of color. Coppers, bronze. Nice long necklace. There's a nice, another one here. K for kiss. I'm just kidding. I like the chain. Needs to be, this needs to be, maybe I'll use the chain for something else. Meaning I'll add another pendant on here because this is a little scratched up. Probably put this in like a crafting jar. So that needs some work. Let's see. Needs to be cleaned. Maybe re-thread it. This is definitely needs crafting. It's a crafting piece as well. Some earrings. Looks like an early 90s or 80s. Needs some cleaning, maybe repainting, maybe a design. That's a cool little crafting piece. This is nice. This feels like, I don't know, but this is a real, these are real stone. I don't know if they're jadeite. I don't know. This is beautiful. It's one long chain and you can double it. Beautiful green. I like this. That's ready to go. That's beautiful. Oh, here comes Mom. So hold on, you guys. Let me see what she wants. Okay, guys. So let's just get a few more minutes into this video. Okay. And then this looks like silver. or that Mexican metal. I don't know what you guys call that. You guys leave it in the comments below. This has a mark of a witch hat. It is by Afterthoughts. So this is nice actually. Just needs some polishing and it's ready to go. It's gorgeous. Just needs some polishing. Let's tear out those beads I like. There's one long piece of necklace, but I will actually take it apart and use the beads. I love this. This is like a fire polished semi-round bead. Crafting. Got some pearls coming out of this. Looks like a multi-strand. Let's see. It's some cluster mess here. Oh, here we go. Alright, so we got the clasp on that end, clasp on this end. This is cute. So it's got like the silver gold tone touch to it. It looks brand new actually. Still a little tangled, so I have to untangle it. So that's really pretty. That's ready to go too. Alright. Some natural stones in here. Oh, this is pretty. Multiple bracelets. These feel like real stones, but they're plastic. So they should look like they're real. Ready to go. And let's see what else we have. Right on the top. What is this? Beaded. Ooh, it's actually kind of cool. Like the tassel, that tassel look that's been going on in fashion lately. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Pretty. And it's got the Aurora Borealis, like the multiple color. Almost looks like an oil. It's pretty. Alright, let's pull out one more necklace for now. This is the seashells. Actually, these are nicely polished. So whoever made this necklace, or whoever made the beads, polished these seashells pretty well. So they're tumbled and they're not going to fall apart on you. It's pretty. It's a really nice necklace. New clasp. Nice. Alright, so that's for part 1. You guys stay tuned. I think we're going to have multiple parts because look at, we barely made a dent. And you guys stay tuned. I'm so curious to see what's in here. There's some really cool stuff looking on the bottom side of this jar. My mom's waiting too. We'll see what we got. Alright, stay tuned. See you on the other side.